What's up guys, Max Tech Toy Box here, and today I'm doing a video review of the Pixel Buds Pro and the AirPod Pros. These are the second generation. So the second generation AirPod Pros and the Pixel Buds Pro, which I guess technically it's the second generation. The first one was the Pixel Buds A series, I believe. So I'm not really going to go too much in depth in terms of specs, but more so real world usage between both of these, because I think that's just more important for the average consumer person that's purchasing these. First things first, before we even get into anything, obviously, if you are an Android user, these should be the earbuds that you purchase, okay? And if you are, if you are an Android user, these are a pair of AirPods that you should strongly consider purchasing. If you are an iPhone user, then these should be the ones that you would strongly consider purchasing. I would not recommend purchasing these headphones here if you have an iPhone, and I would not recommend purchasing these if you have an Android. Yes, they're both Bluetooth, and so then you can use them interchangeably on both devices, but if you want to get the full functionality of both of the devices, they work better in their own ecosystem. I think that pretty much goes without saying, but I just want to throw that in at the beginning. So first things first, when we're comparing them, let's look at the physical size of the case. I personally, I like the case of the Pixel Buds better. I really don't like this glossy white color of the AirPods Pro. I know that there's cases that you can get for this, but it's slippery, it dings up easily, and also that translates over to the color of the actual AirPods, sorry, and I just don't like that. I like this matte finish here. Over the course of time, that'll tell how well how well it lasts, and how well it will hold up over time. Similar in presentation in that they both have this button on the back, which you can use for like quick pairing. If you want to connect it to another device, you just open up the tops of the device, hold down the button, it'll start blinking white, and that's how you can pair it with another device. If we're talking about how they both pair up to the phones that are within their own ecosystem, the Pixel Buds pairs up directly with the Pixel, right? And I'll just show you guys video footage of that. Super easy, quick, awesome. And the AirPods do the same thing. And we have to give credit where credit is due. Apple basically pioneered that and made it so that other manufacturers start doing that same sort of thing. So that as soon as you open up the case, it'll find it when it's nearby, and it just allows for quick pairing. So both of them do the exact same thing in that regard. I will say that the process with the Pixel Buds probably lasts a little bit longer because there's a lot of things that you need to allow, but that's just sort of Android in general. They want to make sure that you know the information that they are tracking, and they want to make sure that they have your permission in order to do those things. So it is what it is. So now when we actually get to the actual AirPods, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here, shake test. Both of them do really well about staying within their respective cases. It's a lot of shaking and they're not coming out, as you guys can see. So good, I like that. Now drop tests. There's been a couple of times where I've dropped my AirPod Pros and they do fall out. And I'm pretty sure the same thing would happen with the Pixel. The Pixel Buds has not happened with it yet, but just throwing that out there. Now when we talk about the design of the actual buds themselves, or the earphones or Bluetooth headphones, whatever you want to say, the AirPods do have that stem here. This doesn't have that, sort of goes right into the canal. I personally really do like the fit of the Pixel Buds, and when you're wearing these from the front, people cannot tell that you have anything in because there's no stem. It actually sits pretty flush with my ear, so you cannot tell if you're looking directly at me head on that I'm wearing these devices. Of course, the AirPods, they have this distinct look. Some people call it the douchebag look, whatever you want to say. But yeah, they have a distinct look for, whether that's a pro or that's a con. It's up to you guys. The beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I do like the design of the Pixel Buds over the AirPods because it just offers something different, right? I'm not always about, fitting in with everyone else. It just also offers some distinct personality. And these also come in multiple colors. This only comes in white. That's one of the things that I really, really hate about the AirPods in general. It's just white and they get dirty so easily. Like the case, you can wear it like one time if you work out, and it just gets so like nasty. It's going into your ear, you get earwax, you have to clean it. Yeah, I just don't like it. You still get the same thing, of course, with other earphones, except it's black and it usually just sort of blends in. You wipe these down and it just looks better, right? So just so you guys can see what the inside of the case looks, Pixel Buds. And of course they do charge directly inside the case. They both offer wireless charging, and yeah, it doesn't look super dirty on video, but I just don't like that, like picks up on dust. It's just my personal preference. Now, in terms of what you can actually do with the Bluetooth headphones or AirPods, it's, you know, whatever. I think that in terms of functionality, the Pixel Buds are better because you can adjust the volume on the Pixel Buds. You can skip to the next track with the Pixel Buds. You can turn on active noise cancellation with the Pixel Buds. I said you could pause already, adjust the volume, skip next track, go backwards. And of course you have the Google Assistant on the Pixel Buds as well. On the AirPods, you have Siri. You can pause. You can activate noise cancellation. You can skip the track and go back, but you cannot adjust the volume, which kind of sucks. I don't really know why they don't allow that functionality on the AirPods, but it is what it is. So most of the time though, I just use my watch or I'm using my phone to adjust the volume. So in terms of things you can actually do physically with these devices, I guess you could say the tip goes to the Pixel Buds because you can just do a little bit more. Now, when we're talking about the convenience of which voice assistant you like, I guess that pretty much goes down to your personal preference. I personally think that the Google Assistant is just a little bit more robust than Siri is. They can do mostly the same thing, except the Google Assistant just has a plethora of information. So there's just more questions that you can ask it, and tertiary questions, secondary questions that you just can't get with Siri. So it's just my opinion. I think that Pixel Buds are better in that regard. Now, more than likely, if you are purchasing these, you want to know how well they stay in your ear, if you're working out and things of that nature. Both of them are super secure. The Pixel Buds fit really well in my ear canal, but I think that this also comes down to personal preference because my wife, these Pixel Buds do not fit in her ear. It seats really deep into the ear canal to offer that snug fit. With the original Pixel Bud A series, it had like a little ear tip wing, which I have found, over the course of using multiple Bluetooth headphones, that helps things to fit really secure. I actually even have something like that as an add-on, to the AirPod Pros that I put on from time to time when I'm doing hip exercises to make sure that it stays secure in my ear. These do not have that, but they fit well in my ear because they're seated so deep into my ear. But again, it really depends on the size of your ear. I did not mention that they both come with different ear tips that you can adjust for medium, small, and large. I was able to just fit the standard one that comes on this, which I think is medium, if I'm not mistaken, and it fits fine in my ear, but of course you can adjust it as needed. Now, the AirPod Pros, for the most part, they stay in my ear, except if I'm doing like really long runs or if I'm doing HIIT exercises. That's because I sweat a lot. And so as that happens, I need to adjust the tips quite a bit just to make sure that they stay in my ear because there's a decent amount of perspiration. But overall, they stay pretty well in my ear. But again, if I'm comparing it to something that I don't have to adjust, I don't have to adjust the Pixel Buds, okay? Next up, the sound quality. So one thing that I think, I don't want to say overwhelmingly, but I prefer the sound quality on the AirPod Pros, okay? And I'm not quite sure if this is more so an iPhone AirPod Pros type of thing going on versus Android and Pixel Buds, because when I paired my AirPod Pros to my iPhone and I listen, the sound quality just sounds really, really good, okay? I'm not saying it's amazing, I'm not an audiophile, but it sounds really good to me. When I pair my Pixel Buds to my Pixel 7 Pro and I listened, the very first listen, it sounded kind of like trash. I was like the mids and the lows, it just sounded really bad. I updated the Pixel Buds, right? Because this was like on first listen and I still had not gotten an update. Once I got that update, the sound quality was better. So they're not horrible, but I still think that the sound quality on the AirPods are just a little bit better. And again, I don't know if that's specifically something to do with the codecs that maybe Apple is using that's slightly different from whatever Android or Google is using on Android. So if you guys are sort of keeping tally, which is, it's not really a scorecard, there's a lot of things that I really do like about the Pixel Bud Pros versus the AirPod Pros, okay? Both of these do have, actually, I don't want to misquote this. Let me find this out. So what I wanted to double check is that both of these devices do offer Find My, basically. So you can find where your device is at nearby. However, on the Pixel Bud Pros, there's no way for you to find like a pinpoint target of exactly where it's at. With the AirPod Pros, I think it's because of the U1 chip, you actually can find it if it's within Bluetooth range. So you can walk around and it's like the AirTag like feature where it'll start showing on the screen as you get closer and closer and direct you, which is super cool and super useful. Also on the AirPod Pros, you can play audio or play sound, again, which is super convenient. You can't do that with the Pixel Buds. There's no way to do that on the app. So that's obviously in my opinion, that's a pretty, I don't want to say glaring issue, but because it's out there with the competition, it is something that Google should have addressed or brought something like it to the, to the field, so you could have that feature on the Pixel Buds. Because there's been plenty of times where I don't know where I put my case at, or rather where I put my AirPods, and I want to find them, and it's just super convenient. Now with the AirPod Pro 3s, they actually have a speaker on them, so it allows you to emit a speaker from the case, which is actually brilliant. It's something that should have been thought about years ago. So kudos to Apple for coming up with that. So they have Find My, but the feature set is much more robust as it pertains to the AirPod Pros. But overall, as I was stating before I got into that, I really do like the package of the Pixel Bud Pros. They fit well into the ear. I like the fact that Google now has their ecosystem with the Pixel Buds, with the Pixel Pro and the Pixel 7 or the Pixel series of phones, the Pixel series of headphones, and the Pixel series of watches, okay? It's all about building that walled garden to try and keep people within that ecosystem, as we know Apple has been doing for years. And so I definitely do recommend the Pixel Buds. I sort of recommend the Pixel series of devices for Android. If you are within that Android ecosystem, they really have put together something that is nice, something that really directly competes with what Apple has to offer, which if you've been, you say, an Android stan or fanboy, that's really what you've wanted for years. Of course, I still think that Apple is king, right? In terms of everything that they offer, because they're really leading the way. Until Google does something that Apple doesn't have in this feature set, then they're always going to be, I don't want to say second place, but they're just the runner-ups. So I like the AirPod Pros. Obviously, these are the ones that I use. The Pixel Buds are really good as well, though, and I do recommend them. Sound quality is great. Like I said, you have the Google Assistant in your ear, which is super convenient. I really didn't get much ear fatigue while wearing either one of these devices. I really probably could walk around for hours with them. We could talk about battery life, but I really don't think it's necessary. Like I said, this is supposed to be real world like usage, and as long as you have a wireless charger and they're not going to die on you. Okay, so if you wear these on a trip or something like that, or if you have USB-C, which you can charge this with, and you use the lightning cord for the AirPod Pros, you're going to be fine. So you really don't need to worry about the batteries dying. They both get loud. Active noise cancellation on both of them are really good. I actually was kind of surprised at how good the active noise cancellation is on the Pixel Bud Pros. Google does some interesting things from the software side of things. MKBHD actually had a video where he was talking about how Google tends to solve hardware problems with software. And the way that the active noise cancellation works on the Pixel Buds, I am 99% sure that it has something to do with some software magic, okay? I don't think it has anything to do with hardware. I think that they're doing it all with software, and it sounds really good. I think that it's on par, if not better, than the AirPod Pros. I know that a lot of people were saying that it's not as good as AirPod Pros, but I really think they're about neck and neck. There's in no way where I was testing where I thought that the AirPod Pros were better than the Pixel Bud Pros. but there were some times where I thought the Pixel Bud Pros were better than the AirPod Pros. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video review. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything in general you guys have questions about. Overall, like I said at the very beginning of this video, if you have an Android device, go with the Pixel Buds. If you have an iPhone, of course, you should be going with the AirPod Pros because of the feature set that both of them had that are directly, correlated with the device. Because if you were to use this with the iPhone, you won't be able to get any updates. So that makes them DOA, and you just, why pay $100 or $200? I forget how much they are depending on if you get them on sale. If you're not going to get all the features, they just turn into regular Bluetooth headphones. You might as well just pay less money for that. You're paying more money to be a part of that ecosystem. So I'm thinking about dropping a video on just comparing the iPhone walled garden, if you will, against the Pixel walled garden. Let me know if you guys want to see a video like that. Well, this is Max Tech Toy Box signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the video review. Like, comment, subscribe. Also be on the lookout for a Pixel Watch video that should be dropping soon too, along with a review. I might do a Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro video review as well, if that's something you guys want to see. Until you guys see me again, peace.